episode of Living Baggage Free. My name is Olamide and I'm so excited to be here today. So obviously it's been a long time. It's been a while since I did this, almost 3 years. So you can imagine my excitement, right? So I'm back and better. I have something very, very, very important and interesting to discuss today. And I think you're going to find it extremely useful. But before I do, help me grow this channel by subscribing. Just click the subscribe button, like this video, share with your friends, and please be free with your feedback in the comment section. I would love nothing more. Okay, so thank you. So I'll just jump right into it. The topic I want to talk about today is how to deal with chronic stress and burnout. How to deal with chronic stress and burnout. So obviously we're in the middle of a pandemic, and for a lot of us, this is a very stressful period. And it's a pandemic that has stretched for quite a while, okay? And it doesn't look like it might end anytime soon. And so a lot of us are having to deal with stress that we've never dealt with before, because obviously most of us in this particular generation have never witnessed a pandemic. So we're all just sort of trying to figure out how to navigate this season, of our lives. But stress in and of itself is not necessarily an evil thing. It's not a bad thing, right? I titled this how to deal with chronic stress. So there's acute stress. And acute stress is essentially the response of your body to a perceived threat or danger. So if your body feels like, something is coming to attack you or something is coming to displace you, there's a natural response. And that natural response is called the flight or the fight response. So this is your body trying to either defend you, okay, or protect you, right? So now, what happens in the fight and flight response? Your body begins to go into overdrive. Hormones like adrenaline and noradrenaline, which are the flight or fight hormones, are released into your bloodstream. They increase your blood pressure, increase your heart rate, increase the rate at which glucose, which gives you energy, is deposited into your blood. And then processes that are not essential, like reproduction, digestion, all of those are cut off, or suspended for that time, and your body is just primed for survival. Okay. So as I said, this is good, right? Because you want your body to respond in a way that protects you. But you see, the problem happens when this response, this flight or fight response, is not switched off. Okay, ideally it switches off immediately. Immediately the body perceives that this threat has been taken care of. It switches off. But in chronic stress, this response is almost always there. Now it may not be all out, like when you see when a car is coming towards you, and then but there's just a baseline release of these stress hormones in your bloodstream. We're talking adrenaline, noradrenaline, and then we now have the culprits when it comes to stress. That's cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone. It's called the stress hormone. And what cortisol does, apart from every other thing else, every other effect on the heart and on your pulse rate, is that it actually also causes a deposition of fats in your abdominal region. It causes an increase in your appetite, and then you begin to have problems with weight management. So apart from the heart issues that it causes and the weight problems, because it's also been known to be implicated in depression. Okay, and these are just a few of its consequences. Because of time, I won't go into everything. So I said all of this, I gave you all of this science to let you know that stress is not something chronic stress is not something you just look at as, this is my problem, this is just stuff I deal with, I'm fine. No, it's not like that. It's something you actually want to deal with right now, here and now. You want to make sure that you are switching off the your body's perceived response to stress. Okay, and I talked about the pandemic being a major cause of stress for a lot of us, but I know that a lot of us are just going through situations and circumstances that have nothing to do with stress, situations and circumstances that have been there even before the pandemic started, and that have been causing us a great deal of emotional pain and discomfort that our body has been interpreting as danger and threats, and this has been causing a lot of problems for us, both mentally and even physically. And so that's why I'm here. I'm here today to give you some very useful tips as to how to deal with chronic stress and burnout in your life, so that it doesn't get to a point where your body is your physical health is impacted, your mental health is impacted, and then just the general quality of your life is significantly impacted. Okay, so now to the tips. The first thing I'm going to say by way of advice is, when you wake up in the morning, friends, don't hit the ground running. I mean, you wake up in the morning, you just feel, oh, I have some work from yesterday that I haven't done, and then that's the first thing you begin to do when you wake up in the morning. You wake up in the morning, get into the shower, you fix breakfast for your kids. About it. But so there's something very powerful about just telling God, help me today. I need you. I need help. My life seems to be going out of control, and I need you to help me to put it back together again. And then, after doing that bit of prayer, then you should actually fill your heart and your mind with words that nourish and build up your soul and your spirit. Because you see, thoughts come in words and pictures, okay? And so, it's a garbage in, garbage out situation. If all of your thoughts are filled with words that are not very helpful, and we have all of the, words have power, whether they are learned to you intentionally or unintentionally. So maybe your boss at work calls you an idiot, or people just talk down on you. Whether you know it or not, these words are doing something to your heart, to your soul, And then maybe somebody intentionally decides, oh, I'm going to speak these words into your life so that this is going to happen to you. Whatever, words are words, whether they are spoken with intention or not. So you need to be more intentional about the kind of words that you allow into your space, into your heart, into your spirit. So in those few minutes of the day, fill and nurture your heart with the right words. For me, it's the scripture, it's the Bible. Sometimes I also do some meditation exercises and just affirm, for example, if about my business, for example, I just try and read a little bit more about business, just take just refreshers to just remind myself and feel motivated about the work that I have to do that day. So that's the second thing, okay? Meditate. Now, the third thing, which I feel is so simple as to sound a bit, it's so simple that people just think it doesn't matter so much, is be present. Be present is simple yet profound. Now, let me give you an example. So you are in the shower, okay? The shower is one of the places where most of us find our minds wandering the most, in the shower. Like, how many of you actually notice when you are in the shower what is happening in the shower? It's the place where you can think of this and that and this and that, right? Okay, but being present is to pay attention moment by moment to what is going on around you and within you, okay, with a temperament of curiosity, or with an attitude of curiosity and non-judgment. So essentially, you are just observing what is going on around you, and that requires you just stepping out of your mind or the autopilot mode that most of us find ourselves in, you know, where we're just doing things and we're not there. We're in our thoughts. We're lost in our thoughts. So you're in the shower, and you know, you can just take time to notice how the water feels on your body. And if your hair is low like mine, I just cut it and I'm feeling it, although I intend to wear a wig soon. But feel the way the water feels on your scalp. It's a wonderful sensation, I tell you. That's one of the great things about this look. Or just how it feels to be clean. Now, I know that a lot of us have light bulb moments in the shower. And so it's okay to allow your mind wander, even some, in the shower, but always make sure that you return to the present moment, and make it a practice, okay? So be present. Apart from the shower, your kids are eating or you're having breakfast, be there. You know, don't just do things in automatic mode, okay? So that's the third thing. I think that's the fourth thing I'm going to talk about. Now, the next thing about this is take a break. Take a break. Now, I don't know that a lot of us can afford a weekend getaway. And when I say afford, I don't even just mean the financial implications. I mean maybe just the time. Because of maybe a crazy workload or something like that. So you may not be able to afford to just take some time off and just take a break from the craziness of your life. You know, but what you can do is you can take 30 minutes of the day, okay? You can take 30 minutes to do something you absolutely love, and to do it with intent and with purpose. Whatever that may be. It could be playing a sport you love, it could be watching a movie you love, it could be reading a novel that just, you know, a new novel that you've always wanted to read, just spending a few minutes to read it. It could be just taking a breather during your lunch hour to call up that friend that just makes you happy when you talk to her. It could be ordering your favorite food from your favorite restaurant. Now, the point is that when you do this, when you apportion this time to do these things, make sure that you do them mindfully and intentionally and with purpose. I'll give you an example of myself. So a couple of weeks ago, I was going through a lot of stress in my life. A lot of things were happening at the same time, business-wise. I was having to start up new businesses right in the middle of a pandemic, and still try to make sure that the ones I was doing before were on track, and I wasn't going off track. And you know, it was just a lot of things on my mind. And so one day, I told myself, you know what? I'm just going to order from my favorite Chinese restaurant, and I'm going to come home, I'm going to eat it, I'm going to be happy. And so that's what I did. I ordered this marvelous takeout. Brought it home, ate it, but you know, it was only after I had finished eating it that I realized that I couldn't remember what it tasted like. I wasn't present, I wasn't there. So I had this beautiful meal, and because my mind was just in so many places that I actually did not enjoy that meal because I wasn't present. Okay, so it's the worst thing, I can tell you that. It's the worst thing to plan all of these elaborate activities and then just not be around in that sense to enjoy them. So whatever you do, make sure that you are present, and you do those things with you sort of suck out, if I can use that word, all of the joy, all of the pleasure, all of the delight from those experiences. Pretty much like how you suck out honey from a bee, you know, a stinging bee. You suck it out. I don't know if that analogy is good, but you get the point, right? So the next and the final point is if you are suffering from chronic stress and burnout, and you feel like, oh, this has gotten to a point where I cannot take it anymore. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I feel like my life is just so out of control. I have no way to just push up, pull the brakes, or push or pull the brakes. I would like to advise that you talk to somebody, not just somebody, a professional or somebody who has the requisite training to help you navigate this season. Now, you see, a lot that happens in therapy is just somebody who you can unburden to, okay, you can speak freely to, and who can help you navigate your thoughts and to identify patterns and beliefs that are holding you back and are causing stress in your life. Because you see, a lot of things that we perceive as harmful situations are really just in our minds and how we respond to things. Some things are not even as harmful as we think they are. It's just about our perspective and our attitude to life. And so these people can help you navigate through life. So if you feel like you don't want to talk to a therapist, you can talk to your pastor, or a spiritual leader, or somebody you feel that you can trust, somebody you feel has the emotional maturity and wisdom to help you, to listen to you. I would have loved to ask you to talk to your mentors, but a mentor in business, for example, may not necessarily have the emotional intelligence to deal with issues of the mind and soul. So that's dicey. So even if you need to pay for a therapist, I would still advise that you do pay for that. So that's all I'm taking on this episode of Living Baggage Free. I hope you have enjoyed it. I have definitely enjoyed shooting it. Once again, please subscribe to my channel, like, share, and let me have your feedback. What do you think? Do you think there's something I didn't add? Is there a way that you have been dealing with stress and burnout that we can all learn from? Let me know in the comment section. So until I come your way again, remember to keep living baggage free. Bye.